I don't know what the heck happened, but you ended up making out with one of our friends, like in front of your boyfriend. My student loans were only 14,000. I've been paying them for 1,700 years, and they're still 14,000.
I know.
I'm like, what? I feel like college is a privilege. Like, if I can afford to send you somewhere, the experience is awesome. My college experience was amazing. I'm still surprised that I'm alive, but the friends that I made, the experiences that I had the best time ever.
But I think sometimes college could be a scam. It's you spend all this money, like you said, you could just go and have a great time and like party and make a lot of friends. It's like, did you need to spend $40,000 a year to make a lot of friends, you know? All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Girl Bye with Miq
And Manda.
and Mander.
Ugh, I don't like that.
I
do
know.
not
You told
like
him
that.
to. He doesn't know, like, I don't know. Once he gets in a groove, that's it.
I know. I was like, bro, I'm 40 years old almost. Can you call me Amanda?
I know. I'll keep telling
Like,
him.
hey, Mander. And the way it's like so aggressive.
I'll keep telling
Like
him,
stir.
but I can't make any promises.
Okay.
Yes. Happy Thursday. How you feeling today?
Okay. Got some rest, one day at a time. Some days are better than others.
Yes.
I definitely got some sleep, which was awesome. Jack slept till like 6:45. He's been getting up at like 5 or 5:30.
I know. I was gonna say that sounds good.
Oh, and he didn't even come in my room. I think because he noticed it was light out. So he was like, okay, I made it to like the morning.
Oh yeah, because it's lighter, like almost at like 6 now, right?
Yeah.
Like 6:15, 6:20.
Like 5:30, it's dark, so I think he just panics.
Yeah.
And he just runs into my room.
I had a late night last night on a school night.
That's not really late though.
For me on a school night, it is. But what's crazy is, I don't know why, but all my 6 a.m. clients have canceled on me every day this week so far, except for Monday.
Last
Monday
minute cancel?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Monday I had 6 a.m., but then Tuesday cancel, Wednesday cancel, Thursday cancel, and tomorrow she's out of town. So
They
I only
cancel the
have
night
one
before?
6 a.m. Well, I know she's gone now, but
Do you charge him a fee?
I do. If it's like 5:30 and I'm supposed to be there at 6, for sure.
5:30 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Full price, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know by now, but
should
I
be
feel
the night
bad doing
before.
that.
You cannot. When I have, I work for a doctor's office. I run my best friend's practice. But the two of them are the worst. The two doctors that own the...
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we need to be strict with our cancellation policy. And then I'm like, yo, this person canceled 5 seconds before the appointment. She's like, I know, but like last time, I'm like, if I asked the two of you...
Oh, with the doctor's office, that's like a given.
But I think
feel
because
like
our
it's a little
patients come in for like vestibular rehab, so it's not like just a provider. Like they get to know them because they're spending time with them. It's kind of like physical therapy in a sense.
Yeah.
So if you ask them though, forget it. It's like, oh, I feel bad and blah blah blah.
So you'll just do it.
So I'm just like, no, absolutely not. If they're cancel, maybe 12 hours, I won't do it. But if it's 5 minutes before or it's the same day of, gotta cancel it. But I can see if it's like your client, you just like, because they're the same way.
Well, it's hard. I mean, especially like you said, you build a relationship and you see these people on a regular basis, and I have most of them over a year, if not longer. And so sometimes I feel bad, but then at the same time, like,
It's your time.
It's my business. And if they just keep doing it to me, obviously I don't want to like make it uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's like, I know this is personal training and maybe it's not like that serious to you, but it is my business. And if I just continue to let them cancel, then they think it's okay. And then it gets more uncomfortable because then you're like, all right, like it's 6 o'clock in the morning. If you're going to cancel on me, it has to be the day before like midday. So I can be like, oh, does anybody want to, because 6 a.m. too is like such a coveted time.
Yeah.
That if I'm holding that spot for you when other people want to train at that time and you're constantly not showing up or late canceling, then you're costing me a lot of money.
Yeah,
and
it's your time.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do like...
I do like 1 or 2 freebies, especially if it's like, oh, my kid woke up with a fever.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard because they didn't plan for that. And sometimes it's kind of situational, but most of the time, even situational. And a lot of them have come to the point where they're like, totally charge me, I get it, late cancel, and they're cool, and they know, and I appreciate that too, because it makes it way less.
Just give them one freebie, and then that's it.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, at a late night because mom and I were out on the town. Just kidding. We were just at dinner, but my husband and Web and Dad went to LA for some like VIP event, VIP dinner.
Surprised Tyler didn't go.
Tyler and Jules are out of town. They went
where
up
are they?
north because Tyler had a dinner that he was invited to, something sport like for baseball related, I think.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure, but they went. So, Dad texted me, "You're gonna spend time with mom tonight because
She can't be
mom
alone.
can't be alone." But we went to a nice dinner, and then we ended up talking, and we stayed. We went at like 6:45, and we were there till almost
Whoa,
like 10. That's
What'd
what
you
I'm
guys
saying.
eat?
That's why it was late. We had branzino, delicious. We went to Oceans 48, fire. We sat at the back bar. Like you have to reserve for that too. But she made it kind of last minute, so that was all we could get. But it was actually really cool, and it wasn't very busy back there, and the bartender was very attentive. We sat there, I think, longer than we would have like taken up a table just because there was no one back there. So we just hung out. We had a couple glasses of champagne, some branzino.
That's it?
So we got the tomato crab appetizer. It's
Yeah, that's
so good. Yeah, that was the first time I had it. That was delicious. And we both got branzino, and we shared a baked potato.
Wow.
We should have shared the branzino, honestly.
Yeah, that's big, right?
I didn't realize how big it was.
You know what they
I thought
have
it was
there?
just one fillet, but it's like a double fillet.
Yeah. They have the like caviar cones.
Yeah.
Have you tried this?
No.
Cam was so cute when she took me on my birthday because she knows I love caviar. I was like, girl, it's $200 for like one little cone. And nobody else is going to eat it. If it was just, if everybody was going to like enjoy some of it.
$200 for one cone?
Yeah.
And they're like this big, right?
Yeah.
They have those at RH too, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm tired.
But you didn't have to get up early.
I know, thank God, but still, I don't know. I don't sleep as well either when I have a few sippies during the week. I don't normally do that, but...
Don't you take melatonin or no?
I do. I take melatonin gummies.
Every night?
Sleep gummies, yeah, pretty much.
I've been crushing it into Jax's medicine.
Because he doesn't like gummies. So I was like, these taste like strawberry. They're
No,
so
a gummy, forget it. I have to like crush up his little pills like this, and then I put in like a teeny bit of pudding, and then he'll put it in his mouth and he goes like this. So you have to fight the spoon in there, and then he spits it out, and it's like feeding an infant. But anyways, I just started doing the melatonin. Because I was like, girl, you need to sleep for at least like 7 hours because you're killing me.
I need it.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping great either, but...
Excuse me.
Okay.
Anyways, so what are we talking about today? Crazy college stories?
Yeah, I have a lot.
I don't have that many crazy college stories, but my college experience was, I don't know, I guess it was kind of unique. Not the typical college experience. Because college experience, like, I went to a Christian school. It was a little...
Is Pepperdine Christian school?
Yeah. Religious affiliated. I think it's Church of Christ, actually.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Church of Christ.
It's in Malibu,
it's
so
in
there's
Malibu.
nowhere to party.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it was unique in the sense that there was no college town because you're right in Malibu and everything's so expensive. Like the best thing we had was Jack in the Box, which was like down the street next to...
What about Duke's?
Duke's was expensive too. I mean, I worked there as a hostess, so I had a little job.
Remember Michael would call and be
like,
what's the fish of the day?
And I named like all the fishes, and then he started laughing, and he's like, "Wow, sis, great job. That was fantastic." And I was like, "Mike,
that's hilarious.
We have opaka paka mahi mahi."
I forgot you worked there.
I did,
but I can't even imagine like Duke's. Like we would go to Chili's. Which one is TGI Fridays? When like because Keeks worked, I had maybe like I don't know. I always got money. I got loans just to survive.
Yeah.
And like when we had money, we would spend like $40 or $30 and split the bill in half. We were like, wow, like that's a treat. So to only have like expensive places around you, can't imagine.
Rough. Well, that's why I got a job. Obviously, mom and dad helped out, but I had a little job. I think I got the job freshman, sophomore year. Can't exactly remember, but I mean, Pepperdine was like always my dream kind of like idealistic college that I wanted to go
But
to.
why was
I
it?
don't even know, to be honest. I think because it was just so beautiful.
And it was close. I think you
It
were
was
afraid to
close
go too far.
home. It was in Malibu, which when I was younger, I was like, wow, it's like such an amazing school. I wanted to be pre-med. And it was just it was a good school. But then when I started applying, I was like, oh, UCLA, UC San Diego, went to visit all those. And I think I only got into UC Santa Barbara. I didn't get
Me
into
too.
any other UCs. I was super bummed. And so I was debating between UC Santa Barbara and Pepperdine, which very different price, very different in price. And so I was like, $40,000 a year, that's insane. Like, let me just go to Santa Barbara. And I remember Dad, no, that's your dream school, we're going to send you. And
Santa Barbara's
hindsight
fun.
2020, I wish, I don't know. I guess I went there for a reason. My experience was what it was, but
Student loans are insane.
my student loans are insane, and I think I have like made a dent in them. Which
Me too. My
is
student loans were
terrible.
only 14,000. I've been paying them for 1,700 years, and they're still 14,000.
I know.
I'm like, what? What?
All the interest and everything, it never goes down.
But it doesn't even matter. Like sometimes I was paying a lot. Sometimes I would do like deferred. But have you paid? Speaking of, have you paid a bill in a long time, or yours are just like done?
My loans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to pay them every month.
So I don't know because mine was a state school. I don't know what happened, but like it's still it's been deferred for like 2 years.
You can defer. The state ones are easier, and a lot of them were forgiven.
I think maybe mine.
Yours might have been forgiven because I tried to do that, and they won't. For private schools, they wouldn't. They don't do that. It doesn't apply.
I thought they were forgiven like 2 years ago, and I text my other best friend Chelsea. I was like, "Oh my God, my student loans are forgiven." Because this is when Biden was like, talking about it. I'm like, he actually did something good, and she's like, "What?" Because she's a doctor, so she has loans from like not just undergrad. She has loans from going to school. And she was like, "What? Lucky?" And then like a week later, they just transferred to a new company. So instead of like, so the balance said 0. So I was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." And then I sent it a picture of her a week later, and she was laughing hysterically. No, they just transferred to a different company. I don't even know what the hell they're doing. It's so confusing.
I think you could apply for that though at a state school.
I did, but for 2 years, it's just been like, yeah, it's a weird thing. But I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Yeah.
But then again, it's 14 grand. So worst case, not that I have that lying around, but I feel like I could just pay that off, hopefully.
Mine are still like 40 grand.
Yeah.
Which is like the cost of 1 year. And I did stop paying them for a while because I was like you said, you pay them and it doesn't move. So I was like, this is ridiculous. And my credit was like, I was working on every other part of my credit besides the student loan. And I was like, my credit was so good. I was so excited. I'm like, it took me 100 years to get here. And then my husband applied for a loan for IVF, and I think they go through everything, and it like dinged it and alerted it. And so ever since then, the student loan they started like coming after me again.
What?
I know. I was like, babe, what the heck? I'm like, you ruined me. And he's like, I had to, like, when you apply for a new loan, they go through everything.
Yeah.
And so somehow it was alerted, and then they started emailing me again, and they were saying like my credit started going down for not paying that. So then now I have to pay it every month, which again, like I've been paying now for the last year. Bless you. And nothing has changed.
It sucks.
You know?
That's like, I talked to Olivia about this. Because I think state schools now, my tuition was maybe $1,800 a semester.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't it cheap?
Yes, but I applied for loans just to live. Like I got like maybe $2,000 a semester, and crazy that $2,000 would last me like 6 months. I know Dad like paid rent and room and board.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else, and I did work too. Remember I did like some babysitting jobs, and I had some gigs on the weekend. But so the loans are basically just from money that I needed to like survive and actually like get food and groceries and all that stuff.
Got it.
But I told Olivia, because I was criminal justice major, so I think I could have done that anywhere. I don't even know if you needed a degree to be a police officer, which is like what I wanted to do. Something in the criminal field. I was even thinking about being a correctional officer because you make like really good money now. Forget it. I feel like I would die in there. But I'm just like, Liv, if you don't like, I feel like college is a privilege. Like, if I can afford to send you somewhere, the experience is awesome. My college experience was amazing. I'm still surprised that I'm alive, to be honest. But the friends that I made, the experiences
Yeah.
that I had, like, it was the quintessential like college experience. Had the
Yeah.
best time ever. But I'm like, I'm not gonna pay money for you to just, if I can afford it, great. I think it's good socially. You kind of get out on your own. You have fun. You make friends. Join a sorority. Do all of that fun stuff. But if not, even if she wanted to be like a doctor or a therapist, I feel like going to a trade school.
Yeah.
You know, like I think depends on the kid.
Yeah.
Or if she wants to go somewhere, I said we'll follow you. Like if you want to go to school in Texas or if you want to go to school in Utah, like I will gladly leave California
Yeah.
and follow you, so I don't have to pay out of state tuition or
Yeah.
taxes. It's crazy. It's so expensive.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that too. I mean, I went for pre-med, thought I was going to be a doctor, and I'm a personal trainer now. I mean, I'm still in health and wellness, but obviously completely different
Yeah.
path. But I mean, I, for the most part, did really well in school. I had really good grades. I think I had I think my senior year of high school, if I remember, was pretty tough.
High school?
Or junior year. Like I'm saying my grades in general,
Oh.
like my academics were always good. My junior year, which is the most important year when you're applying to college, I struggled a little bit. My U.S. history class, I remember I hated my teacher. She was so mean to me, hated me. And so I was like almost failing that class. And like I somehow was able to get a C. And other than that, I mean, I still got into Pepperdine, which is a really hard school to get into academically. And I wanted to do all that. I was pre-med. I think I actually went in as a biology major. And then after my first year, I was like, I want to do like anatomy and physiology. And so I switched to sports medicine. That became my major as a sophomore. And I really thoroughly enjoyed the classes. Like they were so amazing. Calculus, I remember, was super hard. Organic chemistry was my nemesis in college. That was like my U.S. history for high school. Like I had to quit that class or drop that class before, that grade comes out because I was like, I had like a D. And so I was like, I can't have that like ruin my record. So I dropped it and then had to take it again and was able to get, I think maybe like a B- or a C+. It was so hard for me. Like, why do I need to understand these organic molecules to be a doctor later? But at the same time, it's like your brain, it's like, critical thinking, can you understand this stuff? Also, I think it's like a weeding out process, right? Because it's like super difficult, challenging classes. Are you willing to stick with it? I mean, if you're going to be a doctor, you have to have like that
freaking know
wherewithal, and you have to be able to like persevere through that stuff. So I totally get it. But I'm also like, okay, I owe all this money now, and I'm not, and what I went to school for, I didn't need to go to school to be a personal trainer, like you don't know where your life is going to lead. But I think sometimes college could be a scam. It's you spend all this money, like you said, you could just go and have a great time and like party and make a lot of friends. It's like, did you need to spend $40,000 a year to make a lot of friends, So it's
I went to a state school.
Yeah, so I feel like what you said, we talked about this at one point, and saying maybe having your kid go to a community college first, kind of feel it out. Like, is there something you're actually interested in? It's local. It's a lot more affordable. They usually live at home. Most community colleges, right? Like you don't live on campus.
No,
so
I mean you can get an apartment if you wanted to.
Right, but I feel like that would be the way to go for a lot of people, especially if you don't really know what you want to do. And even if you do, like you said, there's a lot of trade schools. I mean, that's what Charlie Kirk was always saying. Colleges, don't go to college, don't go to college. Like,
I think he said that though because he didn't go.
Maybe, but I think the moral of the story, which everyone knows, you don't have to go to college to be successful. There's a lot of people, and honestly, more than you think, that are far more successful than people that did go to college.
Yeah.
And I think if you have that drive, if you have like an idea, if you are a critical thinker, if you know exactly what you want to do, or you're really good at making connections and networking and just being in the right place at the right time, you could be super successful. So it's not necessary, but I also think there are benefits to it. Like you said, social skills. I think it does teach some discipline. Some people, it's like you realize they have no discipline because they can't wake themselves up for their classes. They don't show up to class. They don't do their homework.
But I did some things like that and I still got through. So I kind of also like feel like it teaches you how to like survive in the real world.
Yeah, but I think surviving and then just having the discipline or just being a clown and not going to school at all for what you're there for and just being on campus and making friends and doing all that and sometimes getting kicked out is different than you did what you needed to do. You still had a great time. You had a great experience. I think it, like you said, it depends on the person, right? It depends on your personality. It depends on, I think, how did your parents kind of prepare you for this?
I think so.
You know?
Did your parents prepare you?
No, I think we were prepared, but I think also I was very shy. So I was like super intimidated my first year of college. I remember just being like scared to not live at home and having a stranger as a roommate. And my roommate freshman year was kind of crazy. She was like doing all the things we weren't supposed to do, and I was a major like rule follower at the time, and we had curfews in our dorm and you weren't supposed to have guys in your dorm, and she had guys like sleeping over in her bed next to me, and they would say if you are in the room and you know that that's happening, even if it's not your bed, you're gonna get in trouble. So I would always I tell mom I'm gonna get in trouble, like she's gonna get caught. And she was like this little like very cute girl from Orange County, funny enough, and she was from Huntington Beach. Super sweet, but she was just a little wild, and I was like not there yet. You know, I think I had like obviously I had that in me a little bit, but I was just a little bit more sheltered. Didn't really know what I was getting myself into at college. I went home almost every weekend. One, because my roommate made me uncomfortable, and two, because I just didn't know what to do on the weekends. I'm like, well, I'm on campus in Malibu.
There's nothing to freaking do.
There's nothing to do. Freshman year was tough. I remember like crying a lot.
Wanting to go home?
Wanting to go home. Calling mom from the cafeteria like, Mom, what should I eat today? Here are the options. She's like, girl, the food are...
It's like same household, same parents, and like two totally different experiences. Because I was sheltered in a way too, believe it or not. I know everybody thinks I'm like a freaking nut job, but I wasn't. I remember when I had a list on our dorm with my best friend, Keeks. I had a roommate that wasn't working out, and then her and I schemed to have a plan, and then she moved into the dorm. She had a list of like all the things I need to do. It was like pop a squat, all these things that I hadn't done, like make out with two guys in one day. She was like, you haven't done that? You haven't done that? And I'm like, no. She was like, oh my God, girl, we need a list. And she wasn't like, if at the end of the 4 years, I probably like partied harder than her, but it was just like things that she had done in high school, just different experiences. Yeah. But I was kind of sheltered too. I think even when I started rushing, which was like, so not something I thought I would do.
Me neither.
But I was like, okay, I need girlfriends. I feel like having women around you it's important. Most of my friends were guys in high school. So I rushed. And I used to smoke cigarettes back then because whatever, I thought I was cool. But I would be in back of the like rush line like this. You know, just like the last one to trail in, and they would be doing all their shit. And I'm just like, what in the world is happening? But I would just be like, okay. And I remember like now my friends were like, everybody was just like, we were scared of you because we didn't know what was going on. But I finally, I made Alpha Phi, and I was like the last one to come down the stairs, and they're like, it's not Amanda, it's a panda. And Chelsea to this day says that all the time. She's like we all clapped, and then we started just like slow clapping because you came down and you just like so scary. But I ended up having the best time, and all those girls are still my best friends.
Yeah.
Till this day.
They were all in that?
Yeah, it was Chelsea, Berna, and Kirsten. We were all in Alpha Phi together. Oh. So that's like where I met those girls who are still like very important in my life today. Yeah. So for that alone, and even getting out of your like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and just kind of like doing things that maybe I wouldn't have been something that I thought I would do. I'm glad that I did that. So I think for that social aspect, and again, the tuition was like $1,800 a month. I mean, a semester.
Didn't you have sorority fees though?
Oh, I never fucking paid them. Sorry, excuse my French. Never paid them. They would send me a thing and be like...
It was like for the house, right? And you don't even live there?
No, it was association fees. Like, you had to pay $500 a month. And, you know, Dad was like, I'm paying this for this. Probably because your school was $1 million. Yeah. So they're like, you know, this is for food. And we
didn't have houses. Everything we did was on campus.
That sucks. They had houses. But some of the girls lived there. I lived in the dorms.
Yeah.
But they're like, if you don't pay this tuition, you're not coming to the parties. You're not allowed. And I would be like,
And you would go to all
I would go to
parties.
every single party and be
Yeah.
like, girl,
I
please.
can't remember if we had fees. But
It was
we
the
did
most
have
ridiculous
parties,
thing
and
ever.
we did
They
have,
wanted
like,
us to pay for the food for the kids, the girls who lived there, because we were
Yeah,
allowed
that's
to
what
come
I
for
thought.
lunch. I'm
Yeah.
like,
We didn't have houses, but I think somebody had to be paying for like our, what are they called? The dances,
Yes.
the whatever, the formals.
yes.
Someone had to be paying for that. I was in Delta Gamma. I bet I wish we could like have videos of like your rush experience and my rush experience, probably completely different. I was like super shy. Someone talked me into it, to doing the rush. I was nervous.
The first year, or you did a second year?
I think I did it my second year. I don't think,
I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
I don't think I did it my freshman year because I didn't really know what. I was just barely trying to figure things out my freshman year. But I think because I didn't make that many friends, because I was like so to myself, I went home every weekend. My roommate was kind of antisocial. She was like all into guys and like
Sleeping with her boyfriend.
yeah. She was nice. Like we hung out a little bit, but
you can be slutty and be nice.
no, she was super nice. But we just didn't like do things really that much outside of living together. So I do remember saying to Mom, I don't have that many friends, and she's like, why don't you rush? Because I had a very different idea of sororities, which I probably thought my idea was probably more like what you experience, and then the Pepperdine sorority life was totally different. Most of it was for like charities. We did a lot of like charity events, philanthropies. That it was more like that's what we focused on. There were no houses. We did have formals. We did have a lot of events with the fraternities, but a lot of them were on campus. It'd be like competition style events to raise money for this or to raise money for that person. So everyone had their own charity that we did events for. And so throughout the year, you partnered up with a fraternity and you did like some kind of competition, some kind of like dance, some kind of like event. And then we had the big, I don't even remember what it was called, but the Greek life, like big show.
Didn't I come to that? Is that where you met Ben or something?
Yeah, he was in a fraternity. But
I feel like I did. I maybe came to like 2 of those.
We partnered with his fraternity. Oh, it's called Songfest.
Yeah,
every year for Songfest, we partnered with them, and you put on this big production. It's like dancing, singing, the whole thing, and it's a competition. And I think we won like 1 year or 2 years. We were always like in the top. But that was like the highlight of sorority life. I mean, I'm sure other people had different experiences. I'm sure people partied. The thing with Pepperdine is like there's a lot of money, right? So a lot of family money. That wasn't my case, but I knew a lot of girls in my sorority. Their parents were loaded. Like Lisa Vanderpump's daughter was in my sorority, Pandora.
Yeah. But where would she party then? Have house parties?
Well, they had places off campus that were nice. Like they had houses because they could afford it.
So that's where all the parties
would
be?
So they would have parties at their houses. Like it wasn't officially a Delta Gamma house, but like 3 Delta Gammas would live there, 4, and like they would have parties. Or the fraternity, same thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember one of the guys in the fraternity was on that show, Millionaire Listing or $1 Million Listing, whatever, where they flew in his dad on a helicopter to like come look at this house, and then they bought him the house, and he was in my boyfriend's at the time, his fraternity. So like these people were like famous essentially, and they had money. So that was our version of a sorority or a fraternity house, but it wasn't regulated by school, wasn't regulated by the actual Greek life. So I'm sure that they had their fair share of experiencing parties like you did. But I only went to a few because I was always like nervous. And then
why are you so nervous?
I don't know. Obviously, I'm not nervous now. And after college, I became more nervous.
Girl.
I was a late bloomer. I don't know. And my boyfriend, who was in a fraternity, was very Christian. He had like 4 sisters, grew up in the church. Mom and dad were very sweet. Everyone very sweet. Like all his sisters got married.
See, that's the reason why you need, like, I know this is a controversial thing, like your hoe years, you need them. I'm sorry. You do, because look what happens. Like, you go nuts. I think, like, your years came after college. Like, mine were short-lived because I got pregnant at, like, 24. But I was like, I have partied enough in this lifetime to where I could settle down.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have some period of your life where you let loose. Because if not, sometimes, like, I feel like the housewives, some of them, like, they're doing it now at 50 and 60 years old, and they look absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
The way that they're acting, and, like, the drinking, and, like, the fights. It's like, girl, if you would have had those years when you were supposed to, from, like, 18 to 24,
yeah,
then maybe you wouldn't be such a psycho.
Yeah, I feel like mine were, like, 23 to, like, 30. Those were pretty crazy times.
Just to 30? I think you went a little past, like, 30.
Wild.
Oh, wild, wild?
Yeah, like, I mean, wild could be so many things. So I don't want people thinking, like, we're, like crazy.
What?
No,
Listen, we're not perfect. If people are going to say, you guys talk about Christianity, you talk about this, you talk about that. Like, we were kids. You're supposed to make these mistakes. We're not here preaching, like, don't do this, don't do that. We've all been through our trials and tribulations. Like, we had our years.
I didn't have that experience. And so
You needed it.
And I was with my boyfriend for we started dating my sophomore year, and we dated. He was a year older than me, so he graduated. We were still dating. Then I graduated. When I graduated, I remember being like,
excuse me,
Lord, like, because his parents wanted us to get married, and all his, like, sisters were talking about it. I went to his older sister's wedding, and then it was just a lot. And I was like, I don't think this is it. Like, this.
Do you remember when you guys came to visit me?
Panicking. Yes, I think that's when it all started. But I can't remember if that was
stories ever.
Did I already
me and my
graduate,
friends talk about
or was
that
I
to
still
this
in
day.
college?
I lived in Pacific Beach.
I think it was your
junior year
and
senior year, or was it just senior year? Okay, no, senior year, because junior year.
So I had already graduated.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. We had that big house. Again, we had one of our wealthy friends. They bought a beach house.
That house.
It was right with the party scene in Pacific Beach. And you and your boyfriend came down, and what a freaking weekend. We still talk about that weekend to this day. Like, it was so hilarious. Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think I graduated because I think I lived at home in Marina Del Rey with mom and dad.
First of all, mom and dad got pissed at me.
Yeah.
Like, it was my freaking job and responsibility to watch you. So we came down, we went to the bar scene, and basically got wasted. And I'm used to, getting drunk. That was our thing. Like, every weekend we would go to the bars. So I don't know what the heck happened, but you ended up making out with one of our friends, like, in front of your boyfriend.
One of our friends from high school.
Yes, one of our friends from high school.
Yeah.
That was, like, my good friend throughout the whole college experience. And I was like, ooh. And I don't know, like, Ben caught, like, a whiff of it, or he saw it somehow, and like,
he did see it and stormed out. Yeah.
Stormed out.
And then someone told me, and then I was like, oh my
gosh.
Like,
snapped out of it, and you were like, what the heck? So then this guy, like, ran back to the place. We're trying to, like...
I chased him.
You chased him. Me and my friends are just laughing, like, what in the world is happening? Plum crazy. Still remember that?
Yeah.
So then we go back to the house, and when we get to the house, all I see is... Ben has his air mattress on top of his head, walking out of the house like, I'm driving home. I'm like, and I remember they're like, why is he taking the air mattress? Like, what the heck? Took the air mattress, I think put it in his truck, and he didn't drive because I was like, Ben, you cannot drive.
Yeah.
Like, if one thing happens, like, you cannot drive. Like, you have to figure it out. Put the air mattress on the floor outside and sleep wherever. He wrote all these love notes to you. He was like, what could have been, should have been. And just threw them all over the house. I remember the next day, like, Chelsea had one eye open and she's reading it and she's just like dying laughing. Mm-hmm. And I know it wasn't funny, but for us, like, not that we were used to stuff like that, but we were just so freaking crazy. So we just thought it was like one of the best weekends ever. We still talk about how hilarious it is. But I think you guys broke up shortly after that. And then Dad wrote me this email, like, how could you do that? And I was like, what did I do? Like, why am I responsible for... They dogged me. They were so pissed at me. And I remember, like, that was just like, why am I getting in trouble for that? Like, I should have stopped you, I guess. I mean, I should have, but I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, okay, let her ride with it.
Nobody knew what was happening.
You didn't even know.
I didn't even know what was happening. That's the thing is...
It's so funny.
I was, like, obviously, I don't think...
I'm dead.
That word. I don't think that I hadn't, like, I honestly can't remember college that much. I feel like I'm getting so old. But as far as drinking, I know I had drinks in college, but we didn't, partying was like not a thing.
Yeah.
Like wild parties, like waking up drunk or blacking out. Like that was the first time I blacked out was that night in San Diego. And I think we had been drinking all day and I just wasn't used to that marathon style, like day drinking into night drinking and all of that. And I was having a great time. Like I wasn't, you know, Ben and I were having a great time, I thought. And obviously
you were having a great time.
Way too much.
Ben wasn't.
And our friend was like a familiar, comfortable person. And he clearly didn't care that I had a boyfriend who he was hanging out with all day. We were young and dumb, whatever. So yeah,
but that's supposed to happen.
I never expected that to happen, and I wasn't like miserable and I hated my boyfriend. It was just a dumb.
You're 20-something years old.
Yeah, and I think after that night, I was obviously sad, and I didn't want him to break up with me. I remember being sad, like I'm sorry. But then I remember also getting home, and he was like, okay, like we're gonna work this out, and I almost wanted him to be like, no, like I'm done, because I didn't.
You didn't want to break up with him.
I didn't want to break up with him, but I was like, okay, that was fun, and I don't. He's not going to let me do that, because he was very like, he didn't really like to go out, didn't really like to drink, which was fine. And, you know, I understood that, but I was like, I don't want him to like hold me back or not allow me to have fun, because I haven't experienced that. And as silly as it was, and as I shouldn't have done that, I got a taste of just being able to see what life was like after college and not feeling tied down, because we were together at that point for like 4 years and talking about marriage. And I was like,
when I do that so young, I think that's when the real infidelity happens and you're upset or you're miserable. Now, look, I know some people, we talk about Charlie Kirk a lot and like getting married young and being virtuous and having children. And yes, I believe in that. And if you're the best of the best and the most pious of the pious, fine. If you're like one of those people, but most people are going to struggle with that. If you don't get that out, if you don't have those years where you're having fun, and when you're young and 20, like you're such a different person when you're later 20s and 30s, and the person you married is maybe not the person you thought, like, especially because I got married young, you don't like know. And that infidelity and that is so much more crucial later on when you have kids. So when you're 22, 23, 24, you're not married, you don't have any kids. That's the time to make those mistakes. Like, be sure about it later on.
Imagine actually getting married at that time. Now looking back, like, exactly, I'm a completely different person. I didn't even know who I was. That's why I was like, I went to Pepperdine and I thought I wanted to be a doctor. And then all of a sudden I was like, I don't even know what I want to do, who I am. Like, college was, I did have fun. I made some really good girlfriends. Sorority life was fun. I was on the dance team. Like, we performed at basketball games. It was fun. I had a good time. Unfortunately, like, my friends that I made, I don't know why everybody that went to Pepperdine was either from Texas or like the East Coast. So I wasn't really able to stay friends with a lot of the people that I was close with in college. Like, we still talk and we connect, and but I don't have that same experience you did, where like they're my best friends to this day, and I see them, and we, you know, after college we spent so much time together, and you know, we were in each other's lives and babies and all that. So I didn't really get that out of college, and I thought, yes, that I was gonna marry that guy. And I'm great, amazing guy, amazing family, wonderful parents, wonderful sisters, everything. Like, on paper it looks great, but I know now, like, I would have felt like trapped and been like, I just was not ready for that, and I would have regretted it, and I would have maybe resented it. I don't know.
For sure you would have resented it.
I felt so bad because he was an amazing and is an amazing guy. I don't talk to him anymore, but I just remember, like, down the road, just looking at all his sisters were married, and I think his sister was the oldest, and then him, and then he had 3 younger sisters, and they were all married and having kids, and he was still not. He's married now, thank God, but he was like still.
He was 24.
Single. No, but this was like in his 30s, and everyone was like married, and this was recently that I was just like, oh my gosh, like, did I'm not trying to give myself that much credit, but I remember he was like really upset, and I really crushed him, and I became or turned out to be someone that he didn't think that I was. And so I felt so guilty for that for so long. And I'm like, oh, he probably hates my guts. Like, it's like, look, like Mikel did this to me. And it just,
yeah, but see, that's such a sheltered way of thinking because when you're an adult and you have those experiences, like you're going to get,
I know.
It's a part of life. You get your heart broken. You have people that like you, they don't like you as much as you like them.
Yeah.
Like kind of like grow up. I know some guys were like, one of my friends is dating somebody and they have trauma from like a past relationship. And I'm like, girl, you're almost 40. Like, what kind of trauma could you, unless she tried to kill you and she had hired somebody to murder you. Yeah. I could, like, what did she do that's so traumatizing? Like, grow up.
From a last relationship?
Yeah, well, no, a friend that's in a relationship. Yeah. Great, same thing. Great guy, like, but it's holding him back from the relationship that he's in now because he's like, I'm still processing something. It's like, I understand, but at some point it's like, you're 40 years old.
Yeah.
You're going to have these experiences. It's you got to work through it, learn from it, or are you using it as a crush to not like move forward? So when you're 23, 24 and you broke his heart, you're kids.
Yeah.
You're young.
No, I was younger than that.
Right, 22. Like I remember when I got married at 24 and pregnant.
No, I'm wrong. We broke up like right before my 25th birthday because I remember he came to my 25th birthday and I was like,
didn't I come with Jason to your 25th birthday? Right.
That was a really great birthday.
Right. 24, I got knocked up and my friends were like, thought I was a teen mom. Like it was like, yes, at 24, I got pregnant. I had Olivia at 25. But you're a year older than me, so I could have been 24. Listen, I got pregnant right away with him, so that's just out for the record.
I remember I was so mad because I was going through a breakup. It was my 25th birthday and Mom's like, no, you asked me, can I bring my new boyfriend? I was like, I would rather you not because I was like struggling and I was like, I don't want all the attention to be about you and your new boyfriend. I'm turning 25. It's a big year, even though I was like so depressed. And then Mom's like, I told Amanda yes. And I'm like, Mom, I told her no. Why did she ask you? That's so rude. And I remember being so pissed that you brought him.
I remember you're mad. But the thing is, I didn't do things like that. Like
I know.
I brought one person home ever and it was him. Like, I never brought any. I had a high school boyfriend, but I never brought any of my college flings home. I was like, and to this day, I still haven't brought anybody home and probably never will. That was the one person.
I was upset.
So just sorry. Well, whatever. I apologize for that. Look how it turned out. But yeah, so to be 24 and get pregnant, and I still feel like I was so young.
Yeah, what the heck, 24?
It was like ridiculous. Like, what was I even thinking?
Oh, 40. Can't think about even.
Right?
I was not dating anyone. Well, I was breaking up with Ben. And then if I was ever going to have a baby with anyone, it would have been him. Because everyone else would be like, oh, Lord, help me. I don't even know how that would have turned out. But Ben would have been okay. Like, he would have been a great dad. But
if you got knocked up. You could still be a good dad, though, and not be a good partner. And then that still ruins things.
Yeah.
You know? If you don't have a good relationship.
I think if I would have met him later on in life, it could have been a good thing, but I
right person, wrong timing.
Yeah, I think timing is huge.
I don't know. I feel like if you meet somebody, what does the time matter?
Yeah, because if you've
barely
done anything and you're not ready and you feel like you're.
But do you think you were really in love with him and attracted to him? I don't think you were.
What?
You can't just be like, I liked him because he was nice and he would be a good dad.
No, I really. Yes, I.
You were in love with him? Okay, because that's a feeling like I think now at this age. You know, like those Romeo and Juliet feelings. My list is like, does he make money? Is he an adult?
He was my first
it's not like, oh, I have to be with him because I love him so much and like my body just feels like, like when you're young, you have to feel that way. At least in the beginning about your person, you have to feel like if I don't have this person, I'm gonna die. That should be the feeling going in.
First love for sure.
All right, I didn't know that because he was kind of nerdy,
He was nerdy, but
he was really sweet. But the other guy, no, you forgot about the other guy. I kind of want to don't say names, but I don't want to say names. He was great. He would have been a great dad. He was a great partner. So no?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
That was so hard for me.
Maybe you weren't in love with him, but he spent a lot of time with us.
Oh yeah, a lot. But at first, Mom and Dad did not like him. Dad didn't like him at all. They did not like him, and then at the end, they loved him and were so mad. They were so mad at me for ending it.
He was my favorite boyfriend that you ever had. You know why? He was just cool. He was like, when he was around, he didn't overstep.
Yeah.
He didn't like talk out of turn. He was very like polite. He always offered to pay. He never like, you know, he was just like, if you had to go on vacation with a couple and he's there, he's chill. I'm like, I could hang out with this guy. Because it's hard when you have to get used to your siblings, like husbands and
Yeah.
stuff, you know? Sometimes it's like, it's good for her, but like, I'm not really gelling with this guy, but I tolerate it because, you know, that's my sister's husband or my boyfriend, my brother's wife or whatever. But somebody who you actually kind of like gel with, I feel like he was just I wasn't in a relationship with him, but
I don't know what it was towards the end. I kind of just
got over him.
I lost it.
What happens? Not every guy is gonna
And then I was like,
withstand the test of time.
I can't do this anymore.
Well, it's a good thing you did.
Yeah, good times. You didn't have any boyfriends in college? Zero.
I had like
Any like
flings. I had crushes.
memorable? I remember
Oh
one.
my God, I'm so embarrassed about that one. I'm so embarrassed about that one. I had a couple crushes. But for me, like my problem was, and this is going to sound so bad, is like I am so incredibly awkward. Like I can't be like intimate with somebody without being like completely blacked out.
Oh my God.
In college, not
And I
I don't mean like I even hate saying that word like intimate, but like I couldn't like if some guy wanted to take me on a date, I'd freak out. I'd be like, Keeks, you have to come with me. She's like, I'm not coming with you. I'm like, I can't. Like, what do I do? If I wasn't at a party drinking and hanging out, like I didn't know how to be around a guy in that way, in a romantic way. Maybe that's some sort of like trauma I was processing through. I don't know. I'm still like that. I still like. I feel like I cannot go on. If I went on a date, I would be like, I don't even know what to say. Like, what if I would feel so awkward?
Yeah, so you never like hung out with anyone long enough to be like, oh, this is my boyfriend.
No, never. It would be like, okay, like hopefully he'll be there, and if we both black out, who knows? Like that was it. This one guy took me on a date. I remember he was older, and I really begged my friend to come with me. She said, I'm not going with you. Grow up. And I went, and it was just like, what am I sitting at a nice restaurant for? Like, I just want to go out and party.
Yeah.
And I literally haven't been on a date since then. Well, Jason counts. Does he count? Yeah, I went on dates with him, I guess. But that started off as like a work thing. But I literally have
you
not.
Went on dates with him,
yeah,
with your husband.
Fine. We dated. But that was really it. Never really dated as an adult. And I'm still scared.
Yeah, dating's not fun.
I can't imagine.
Like as many like boyfriends as I had, like I think I never like dated. Like either it's like I went on a date and I liked them and I hung out and then they became my boyfriend for 4 years. Like that's just like how I was. And then I'd break up and then I'd meet another guy and like, okay, and we'd hang out and then they're my boyfriend for 2 years. Like I never like dated.
Never
like
went
my
on
friends,
the
no.
apps.
I
or
went on
whatever.
the apps one time after like I was in my 30s. This was after the relationship that you were talking about that you liked.
Yeah.
It was after that. And I remember I did go on the apps and it was traumatizing. I think I went on 2 dates and one date was so weird. This guy was like, he was sober and I was like, okay, maybe that'll be good. Like just date someone that doesn't always want to party and drink. That might be good for me. Like calm me down.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm okay with like someone drinking, but I just choose not to do it. So I went on the date. It was so uncomfortable. I didn't even want to drink because I was like, this guy is really freaking me out. Like, just so weird. Don't even want to talk about how, like, the date ended. I literally was, like, trying to, like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And then, like,
that's what I would do.
Run away and escape because I couldn't even handle it anymore. It was so uncomfortable. And after that, I was like, absolutely not. Like, I have friends that have been on the apps for years that go on, like, so many dates. Some of them have dates lined up, like, oh, I have 2 this week. Next week I have 3. I'm like, what? Like, I
think it's a skill you need to learn.
That would be exhausting. And sometimes they're like, well, at least at the most I'll get a free meal. And I'm like, you don't even know that. Some guys might be like, want to split it? Or like, you got this? So, like, you don't even know if it's a free meal. You got to have that awkward thing at the end. Like, what are you going to talk about? And I feel like I'm pretty social and I have like I see people all day long at the gym when I'm teaching classes. I'm totally fine with that. But I feel like dating is so uncomfortable.
Okay, so you agree with that?
Yeah, it makes me nervous. Thank God I don't have to do it anymore.
I mean, I don't think I ever will. If I do go on a date, I'm gonna make somebody come with me because I can't go by myself.
I like group dates or like couple dates. Like, oh, do you have a friend? If I'm going on a date with you, do you have a friend? And I'll bring my sister and
something
we'll
like
see
that.
If it like connects, because if it's not, at least you have your person you're comfortable with, your friend, and then like they could talk or we could talk.
It's the awkward silence. Awkward. And then if I sit down and I'm immediately not feeling it, I have zero patience. Like I'm like, I can't sit here for an hour and pretend.
Well, they have it. Just like, can't okay, do it. I have my friend on speed dial. I'd be like, call me now and tell me there's an emergency.
But they freaking know, I might as well just be like, look, yo, this has been. Let's just order a drink first, and if we could stand each other for the first 10 minutes. If I said that when they sat down, they'd be like, what? And then if we feel good, like we'll order food. I just don't.
So no dates for you?
I can't do it. I can't. I'm just too awkward, and I have no patience and no tolerance. What if they catfish you too?
That always happens.
Exactly. You sit down and you're like, girl, you are a fucking liar because
like,
you don't look like that. Like... Maybe they think that I catfished them too. Who knows? They might be like, girl, you don't
always
look
try to
the
put
same.
your best photo on there, obviously.
Yeah, that's why they have to have multiple photos. I'm just...
What if those rules, like if someone's like holding a fish or they have like a shirtless bathroom selfie, like they're
not going to work?
Just in case you decide to go on the app.
I just don't.
Those are immediate red flags, apparently.
I feel like they're all red flags. I feel like if guys take selfies, that's a red flag.
That's what I'm saying. A selfie in the bathroom or like a shirtless one, especially.
If you look at their profiles and it's like pictures of them with their family or their nieces or like stuff like that. What?
I'm just saying, like a real selfie? Man, like a manly man, like taking a selfie with his shirt off and like sending it to mom.
Well, yeah, but can we talk about something maybe like 40 or 50? I can't even imagine dad. Like that's a
There are people, especially in Orange County, dad's age, sending shirtless selfies. Trust me.
No.
Unfortunately,
no. There are. Those are the guys at Gulfstream, right? This is the worst
place to date.
See, there you go. So why would I even put myself in that situation?
Well, actually, where you live might be a little bit more.
Irvine, everybody's booed up. Everybody's married. Every freaking person is married. Young couples. That is a family zone. There's even some of my times it'll be like a hot dad. I'll be like, ooh, and lives like I'm leaving. I just looked. I'm sure they're married. Like, calm down. You can just take a look. Hopefully people think that, about me when I... But, yeah, I'm just not equipped for the dating life.
I know. I was like thinking back, just thinking about college. I didn't really date either. I got a boyfriend sophomore year and that was it. There were definitely some baseball players I had my eye on freshman year. But then I was like, Amanda literally never had a boyfriend. You had one boyfriend in high school. And then you had
serious boyfriend that was like that crazy, was like, intense.
That's what I mean, like serious, actual person that we called your boyfriend.
And then Jason
became
my husband in overnight.
Your relationship ended before you went to college, right? With your high school boyfriend, or was it
a little bit of overlap?
Together and then
a little bit of overlap. No, we broke up senior year because I kind of just like snapped out of it, but he tried for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
He tried.
Even after.
For a while. And then I was like, I am pregnant. Like, it's not going to ever happen again. But same thing. Good guy. Would have been. But the heck? What am I supposed to like? That just would have never worked. But yeah, I've had 2 serious relationships. One in high school and one that became my husband.
Me too.
Girl. So it's weird that you haven't dated as an adult because you've had a lot of boyfriends.
I know, but it was always... That count? Well, yeah, but it wasn't like... I mean, I guess I dated them in the beginning, but then that was it.
So the first time wasn't awkward then?
I think So I'm trying to think...
Or you just met them somewhere and then it was like... So there was an introduction. It wasn't like...
Yeah.
Like showing up to a restaurant. Who's good? I feel like John's good at that.
It's like work. They were all work environment.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You worked in the industry for a long time.
2 of them.
That makes sense.
When we first moved to Orange County, it was the guy at work. Second one, after we broke up, guy at work.
That makes sense.
Third one, guy at my gym.
Because then it's not new. Because then it's like
They were all work. Every single
Yeah,
one
but that's
was
different.
at my work,
yeah. Well,
which
I mean,
you're not supposed to do.
yeah, but people say that, but that you spend the most time at
Spend the
work,
most time there,
and then you
yes.
go home. So where are you
And
supposed to meet
only
people?
one of them was like my manager. The other ones were all like at my level, like coworkers. All
My
that.
husband was my superior.
Yeah.
So you probably get in trouble for that
And
these
then-
days, but
Yeah, so every single one I like knew for a little bit. It wasn't like a blind date or we met on an app and then we went on a first awkward date. Like there were interactions before for a while, so it was comfortable almost. So we knew each other and then we're like, oh, we like kind of had like an attraction and then just one thing led to another. And that's the thing, I'm not good at like dating, and I also feel like if I like someone, I'm like, let's just keep hanging out and let's just like be together for 3 years. I don't know. I'm not good at like I like to go out and have fun, but like with my person. Like I
Yeah.
don't like to go out and like be wild and just like meet people every night and like that's
Yeah.
not me. Like I like to go out with my girlfriends. I like to have girls' nights and just do our thing, or I like to go out with my guy. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I am still shy in a sense where I'm not just able to like go up to guys that I think are attractive and like talk to them.
I can do
And
it
then
for
even-
friends, but not for myself.
Even my husband was not work, but like we knew each other from being in fitness, and then I went to his gym,
Yeah.
and then, you know,
I
all
think that's how it
so-
should happen. But the problem is when you're like, I work from home and I have 2 kids.
Yeah,
So where the hell
that's
am I
hard.
supposed to meet anybody?
Yeah.
That's why people are like, oh, like, you know, are you ready to date yet? Or it's been 5 years, and they put like pressure. They're like, let's go on the apps. I'm like, you guys don't understand what my life is. Like my season is not like every single weekend I'm with my kids.
Yeah,
And
that's harder for sure.
How am I supposed to, where the hell am I supposed to meet these people? Explain it to me. I can barely get an hour to like go to Pilates. How am I going to get time to go on a date? This doesn't
Yeah.
work. And then it's like, okay, are you free November 11th to 2026 at whatever time? It just doesn't, I think it's just a season that I'm not in yet.
Yeah,
And who the heck knows when I will be. But I'm not in any rush. You know? I'm
We
definitely
have
not,
you have a lot of
definitely not
still
lonely.
young.
inquiries.
Oh.
I know,
I feel
what's
like
up?
people
One
say
guy
I'm
said
a
he had-
shrewd,
he
which
got
is
cougar
messed
vibes.
up. Oh yeah, somebody said a cougar. Listen. I have 2 kids to take care of. The last thing I want is a little
A kid.
kid. No offense. Like if you're hot and 25, you will serve one purpose and that's it. Like we'll hang out and then you're off. I'll send you with some leftovers and I'll see you in
Leftovers.
see you in 2 months. But I have zero. I want somebody to take care of me. I am
Yeah.
not taking care of some 30-year-old clown.
Okay, so getting back to college, was
Yeah.
it what you thought? Like, was your experience
Heck
what you
yeah.
thought it was gonna be?
What
Did
I
it
thought
live up to it?
better.
Would
Best
you
years of
send
my
Lynn to
life.
San Diego State?
Hell no. Do you know when I was there, we had drug raids. I had like 3 people died.
I know that was
Heck
so bad.
no.
In your sorority, right?
Yes,
One
a
of the
girl in
girls?
my sorority, another kid,
That's
like
crazy.
somebody threw a TV off and like hit somebody in the head. Surprisingly, it wasn't me. Like it was insane. So much fun, but I also feel like I have the personality and the temperament to like survive and thrive, because there I had some crazy things happen, like going to Mexico, waking up in a hospital. Like if Liv did any of those things, I would go absolutely insane. Like I would follow her everywhere. If she didn't let me track her, I would be like, I'm cutting you off. You get $0. So wherever she goes to college, I'm moving to that town. I don't have to be right next to her, but I'm moving there and I'm just going to be watching.
Is there anything you did that you never told mom and dad about?
100 things.
Oh gosh.
Where do you want me to start?
I don't need to know now.
You don't want to know.
We'll do that in the next episode because you guys are at an hour.
Ooh, yeah. I did a
My
lot of
college
things.
experience wasn't that exciting.
I'm sorry. But again, I got straight A's. I was on the dean's list. I graduated in 4 years. So I was able to party my ass off and get good grades. And I think that's what matters. And I am still alive today.
I did love my school though. It's
Yeah, you
beautiful.
did.
I mean, I go back and visit sometimes. I'm like, wow, I went to school here. I feel
Yeah,
like I
it's
didn't
pretty.
fully take advantage of it. Like all the people that went there from out of state were like at the beach every single day, and I maybe went to the beach twice in 4 years.
It's like
which
a
is
surfer
crazy.
boy type of
Yeah, now I love the beach, but at that time, no. I was just, I don't know.
the beach.
I went home too much. I lived on campus every year except for my last year. I did have some really good girlfriends, but like I said, one of them lives in Boston. None of them live here. So
when you go to state
it's
school,
hard.
it's more affordable.
Yeah.
So it's people
Everyone's,
from
in the state.
it was
Yeah.
either like Riverside or
Yeah,
LA. So we're still all
I know.
within
I'm
an hour
a
away
little
from each
jealous of
other.
that. But I made friends later on in life, but I would, it's not the same. I think when you go through those experiences with people and they become your friends for life, and
we grew
have
up together.
kids at the same time, you grew up together, that's super cool. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any kids yet, but college I think I'll definitely look at it in a different way now and whenever that is. I mean, that's 100 years from now.
So I told Liv, if you want to do something, if you're going to be a doctor, and
Liv's
I
not that
believe
far
it,
from college.
Yeah, great. If you're going to be maybe a nurse, or she wants to do something with special needs, and I can afford it, send you to college. If you're a clown and you're not vibing, and I'm not sure, then you're not going. I feel like it's not a thing anymore. It's you go to high school, you go to college. It's different now.
Well, you also need to look at your kid. If I send them across the country, are they going to be able to
Liv honestly would be
take care
fine.
of themselves? I think Liv would be fine, but some people aren't.
She's pretty resourceful.
Some people end up coming home after a semester. Some people flunk out of school. They can't get, there's people that don't go to class but can still get the work done, still get the test done, still pass. There's people like that. There's people that don't go to class, don't get anything done, and they just think they're there to have a great time and party and experience adult life, and they're not adults yet, and they're clowns, and then it doesn't work out for them.
Every kid is wired different.
Yeah. But I don't think it's just even Jules didn't want to go to college. She never wanted to go. I wanted her to go. Dad, but she didn't, also was homeschooled. And Dad was like, why does she need to go? She doesn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer, any of that. She went to makeup school. She got her makeup degree, and then she went to esthetician school. And even if she didn't end up using that, it was $25K versus $200K, so it's
but
at least
in our time,
it was,
if you didn't go to college, you're
a
loser.
Yeah. At your time,
that was going to college.
That was the rite of passage. That's exactly what you do.
My school was cheap though. It was $1,800 a semester.
Compared to Pepperdine.
It wasn't an option.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't I could say,
and I think,
Mom, I don't want to go to college. You'd be like, you're going.
And that's how I was with Jules though. I wanted her to go, and even though she was homeschooled, even when she was getting applications, I wanted her. But Dad's like, why are you going to send her? She doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to go away from home. It's going to end up costing us money. It's not going to be a good deal for her. And
I think times have changed.
Ultimately, he was right. It wasn't good for her. So, but you're right. It was
meant for college.
It was a different time.
And you don't have to go to college to be
successful. You can go to a trade school and you can learn a trade, or you can, so you're not going to college if you don't want to be there. But a lot of kids.
But you got to do something. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to take a year off and figure it out. No.
No, you got to do
go
something.
Get a job.
Yeah,
find yourself living at home. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you need to get a job.
I'm going to go to Europe and find myself.
Yeah, no. You'll find yourself in the backyard is far enough for you to go.
Yeah.
Get a job. Figure your life out.
Yeah, I agree.
Do something like that.
Kids are just, look in retrospect, it's young. Olivia is an old 13-year-old because she's a grown-up almost. She's taking care of Jack. She's very mature. But, you got kids that are can't even make themselves a sandwich, and they're going to go off to college by themselves.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If your parents have to kind of prepare you for that, if they're going to send you off.
But still, you have rich kids when I see they're like, my mom's setting up my dorm, and you go in there and you're like, you're supposed to look like you're in a jail cell. That's what college is. We slept on the floor sometimes in garages. 20-piece nugget was
nice.
That was not our situation. It's you need to be primed for things like that. I slept in a car before. You got to get through. Times like that. Some of these parents send themselves with their kids, set up their whole dorm room, making sure they have money all the time. You're still not really growing up. You have the best of both worlds. Your parents are taking care of you, and you have a little bit of freedom.
Which is fine if your parents want to do that
for
you.
It's enough.
You'll do that for Liv. You know you will.
Let's go to Bath and Beyond.
You will
absolutely. She'll be like, Mom, I already have my dorm set up the way. Here's a Pinterest. This is what I want it to look like.
And I will
She's so like that.
I know.
She loves it.
Yeah, she will. That's so.
And if you don't do it, Nanny will.
No, we will. I would do it for her.
Yeah, I know you would.
But if somebody did that for me, I was like, just drop me off and just give me my little bag, and I'm good. I don't need anything.
But I also think Liv is. She's very independent, but she's also very connected to her family. So she's going to want to be somewhere where she's not extremely far from.
No, I told you.
So that
I'm moving wherever she wants to go to school.
She can come home for the weekends and stay with you. It's because she'll need that. And some kids need that and some kids don't. Yeah. You didn't need that. We had to hunt you down to find you. But Miq needed that. But I think Liv will need that. And just knowing her
I didn't
personality.
need that. I just came home every week.
And our
Because she's
relationship
very-
is like when you have one daughter.
Not that you didn't need it, but
versus
you weren't
three,
like
different.
hanging out with everybody and doing all the things. Like you wanted to
Which
come
is
home and
crazy
hang out
because
in
then
your room.
at one point after college, you guys were like, "You're so social. You have too many friends. You're never home."
I know,
And
'cause then
in
you
college,
then
I was
you
like-
turned the
I was a
opposite.
late bloomer. I
Yes,
was just
you
so
were.
like shy. I think I was very insecure. I was still like a little chubby, even though I had a boyfriend. Like I don't know. Like I just didn't come into my own. I didn't have like the confidence to be that person, like, you know, until later. But I think I came in real hot.
came in
I think
hot.
She
it
came
hot.
hot.
I came in real hot, and we had some good times. But
Yeah.
All right.
I think kids need a few fend for yourself nights before
Yes.
they get to college,
Yes.
and we had a lot of those.
You had some fend for yourself
Yeah.
nights when Dad was away, when I just could not fend for you, and you guys did a great job. You made your little top ramen, you put your little pizza in the microwave.
We were ready to go.
You guys made it happen.
And then
We
I
not figured it
digressed
out.
a little in college when I said, "Mom, what should I have? The chicken or the
Oh, yeah.
burger?" And she's like, "Big goodbye."
At least you said goodbye.
I was like,
She'll be like,
"Okay."
should I buy Ajax or Comet? I'm like, they're exactly the same.
Oh
Just
my
pick
God.
Oh
whatever.
my gosh, going to the market
Pick
when
one
I
that
was
you
in college, when I lived off campus, I had to get groceries. Going to the market was like over an hour because I went through every single aisle. I couldn't
all
make
the
decisions between the
ingredients.
products that I wanted between the two. I looked at all the prices, looked at all the. It was a freaking nightmare. I didn't know
Mick,
how to
what
make
the
decisions on my
heck?
own. I don't know. Thank God I'm okay now.
What the heck?
Thank God I finally grew up. Now I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah.
If I gave Liv a list
Now
of
I'm
the
the boss.
market, she would be like in and out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's because you guys did that. You guys never went to the market, and I never
Yeah,
sent
we
you into the
didn't.
market. Never. I never said, okay, here's the list.
Really?
I'm going to drop you off. You run in and get all these things.
No, we never did that.
Never did that. I always went. You come to the market with me, but I always did that grocery shopping. But
All right,
I mean,
guys.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
we're
go.
talking
Wrap
too
it up.
much. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
So takeaways. College was fantastic.
Yeah.
We loved it.
But
But
not
it's
for
Two
everyone.
very different experiences, but
It's different. We
it
don't know what
was
we're
the
gonna do in
waves
future.
against the what were you?
Shoot. The Aztecs.
The Aztecs.
Yeah.
The waves and the Aztecs.
They still hit me up for
I was
money.
a
I'm
Colgate toothbrush, and you were the Aztec.
Colgate
that makes
toothbrush?
sense. That's what my mascot looked like.
Oh.
Colgate toothbrush that looked like that was a wave. It looked like toothpaste. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Colgate toothpaste. And you were an Aztec. That makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
So much
Complete
sense.
opposite.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us again today, guys. If you have any fun college stories, drop them. Maybe we'll read it on the next episode.
Yeah.
Or any questions
I'll put
or
you on
any
the spot.
topics. Thank you for your support. As always, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And we'll see you next time on
Girl, bye.